Ladies and gentlemen, we're back.
This goes out to all the people working day jobs who would quit if it didn't mean the pay stops. I just want to play until my brain rots. Don't know no other way, so I take shots. Yeah, I take shots. I can drink a Hennessy half-gallon. Some call it a problem, I call it a talent. You gotta balance, living that kind of life, being that kind of guy, working a 9 to 5. A life of leisure, a believer, calling sick today. Hey, who's sick? I gotta suck to get a Chick-fil-A. That's gay, no really though, it's time to stop. When it comes to girls, I'm a bowl in a vagina shop. A fine line to walk, do you think it's funny? Bear with me, bitch, better have my honey. Cracking brewskis with the broskies, we ain't lonely. 4 a.m. we up drunk cooking macaroni, frying bologna, drinking out a bag of wine. Shit is Wednesday, I gotta get to work on time. I go and drunk, be all like fuck the boss. I'm something like Rick Ross with extra sauce. Call it what you wanna call it. I'm a fucking workaholic. Okay, come up out your pocket, put that money in my wallet. Call it what you wanna call it. I'm a fucking workaholic. It's Friday, I'm more excited than Rebecca Black. That's my fun day, cause Mondays are hecka whack. Hear the record scratch, pizza party, cowabunga. Overtime's a waste of time, we ain't getting any younger, we ain't getting any drunker. We hit a plateau, chasing chubby chicks, I'm a dry hump, a fat roll. Man, that's so, fuck it, smash bitches. We ain't gotta work today, it's half Christmas. Put some hash in it, wanna smoke a bowl? We got recall cans for local bro.
Randy Jones, Donut Nation, baby.
Call up Wally Wigger, whiling with the rap wizards. No scissors, punk rock don't cut curls. Roll like big fat, kick back and grub churros. We love girls, settle for a few slut holes. It's a work night, dude, loose buttholes. Call it what you wanna call it. I'm a fucking workaholic.
CJ Holiday.
Come up out your pocket, put that money in my wallet. Call it what you wanna call it. I'm a fucking workaholic. Some days you just got to get loose. Sit on top of the roof, crack a couple of brews, and let things go. Oh, 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 yo, yo, oh, 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 oh. Some days you just got to get loose. Sit on top of the roof, crack a couple of brews, and let things go. Goes out to all the people working day jobs who would quit if it didn't mean the pay stops. I just wanna play until my brain rots. Don't know no other way, so I take shots. So I take shots. Yeah, I take shots. You wanna take shots? Call it what you wanna call it. I'm a fucking workaholic.
What's up, Seth Looks? How you doing, brother? Boom. Wow. Ice cream trucking, never ducking. Young Bill Fridge. Got your tummy sucked in. Ooh, trying to look thin. CJ Holiday says, you team LA versus New York? Ray Vaughn killed Joey, if you ask me, with GoldenEye. You just listened to it? I have not listened to it. I'm way, way back. I honestly don't know what's up. Moxie MP4 coming through with the 5 alive. I need to catch up on it.
Moxie.mp4 funded $5.
Cheers to you, Moxie. I got to keep up on all that. I don't know what's even up, CJ Holiday. All my rap news lately has been the weirdo shit that's been going on. Have you been following the Diddy trial? What the hell, man? What the hell, man? Seth looks got his phone back from the guy in the garage. Cheers to you and that crazy guy in the garage. Median Thorns' how's the heart, Billy? It's maintaining. I got an appointment Thursday. I got to get checked up. Lightning Sparrow, how you doing? Cheers to you, Lightning Sparrow. I got to go get echocardio. Could you listen to it, fam? I'll listen to it. I don't think I can listen to it on stream, though. It's about to be a copyright problem on stream, right? But I will listen to it. Did he do it? The Kid Cudi stuff. I guess he blew up Kid Cudi's car. There's a report now that Diddy's ex-assistant says he brought his assistant with him to kill Kid Cudi. You can see this. This is the breaking news.
Monitoring testimony in federal court. This is in the Sean Diddy Combs sex trafficking trial. On the stand today is the defendant's former assistant. Her name is Capricorn Clark. At any moment, the jury will return from their lunch break and hear more of the cross-examination from Diddy's former assistant. While there's a break in the action there, let's bring in Scripps News Group reporter Alex Miller, who is outside that federal courthouse. Hi.
I'll tell you what. I am very glad that I was West Coast growing up because I was never a big fan of Diddy. Obviously Wu-Tang was dope. Everybody loves Wu-Tang, but I was never a big fan of Diddy. And now this all comes out and I'm like, whoa. Thank God I don't have to regret listening to hours and hours of Diddy. God, this is terrible.
Hi there, Alex. What are the key moments you're seeing inside court today?
I wonder how many people are like, nah, I'm glad I listened to Diddy because Diddy was a real one. He was out there killing Cudi. He was killing everybody. Because a lot of rap music is about like being a killer. I wonder how many people actually listen to music and say, yeah, Diddy was a real one. I hope that's not the mentality. Is that the mentality? Now that I think about it, maybe I'm the pussy for not. God damn it. This world is getting so weird. This is not even we're going to have to ask what the weirdest thing in rap is by the end of this episode. The Diddy oil might not be the weirdest thing in rap. Drake Dragsaw says, Billy, go on tour. Queen of Karma says because of who Diddy's dad is. Yeah, Diddy's dad was gangster. Diddy grew up around gangsters. But a lot of this was beyond gangster. This was weird.
But we are really learning that Capricorn Clark really lived in fear from day one of working for Sean Combs. Her very first day, he found out that she had worked for rival Suge Knight. He took her into Central Park after 9 p.m. and threatened her life if anything happened to him. And that was just the first day that she worked for him. There were other days where he suspected that she stole jewelry from him. That turned into 5 days of lie detector tests and threats of being thrown into the east.
How does she go from working for Suge Knight to working for Diddy? Like, that does seem like a like at the time, Suge Knight was the op. Like, that is kind of crazy that you'd be like, yeah, I used to work for Suge. Now I work for Diddy. I guess, Suge was successful. She was in the industry.
River, she had to work long hours for him, something that we saw in the indictment, a superseding indictment for Sean Combs, 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. with no meal breaks and constant threats of being fired, to the point where Capricorn Clark says that she had stress-induced alopecia because of how much pressure was on her while she worked for Sean Combs. her first time working for him. She eventually went back to work for him under other titles, but as his personal assistant ended in his Miami house after.
Dude, these artist renditions, they are not. We need a camera in the damn courtroom like the Johnny Depp trial. Why is this the best we get? Not eating from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m., not 4 p.m. 9 a.m. to 4 a.m., they said. Drake Drag says
she had
9
told.
Says 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. They said 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. That's a lot longer.
His chef that she didn't like working for him, and he threatened her right there and pushed her physically 30 yards. After that, she said she had to leave working for him, but not before one of those incidents that we have heard from all different angles. We heard from Kid Cudi, we heard from Cassie Ventura about that December 2011 break into Kid Cudi's house. Now, Capricorn Clark is the link in this entire story. She is the one who informed Cassie Ventura that that Kid Cudi's house was going to be broken into. Turns out that Sean Combs showed up at Capricorn Clark's house banging on the door. When she opened it, she saw that he was holding a gun, that his pants were completely ripped, showing his underwear, and that he was yelling at her, asking her, "Why didn't you tell me about this relationship?" He forced his way into her home and made her come with him to Kid Cudi's house. He told her,
why was Diddy's pants ripped? Why? Were they suggesting Diddy was the Incredible Hulk? What was up with that? He shows up with a gun and his pants were ripped, and he's like, "You're taking me to Kid Cudi's home." That's fucked.
That they were going to kill Kid Cudi. She was obviously very frightened. Her voice has been quivering on the stand all morning long. When she got there, she witnessed Combs and a security guard enter Kid Cudi's home, and that is when she called Cassie Ventura, who was with Kid Cudi, to tell him exactly what was happening. She eventually was forced to go get Cassie Ventura and bring her to Sean Combs, where she witnessed him beating her up, kicking her repeatedly. So these are the kinds of incidents that we have seen corroborated by other employees. We've now seen it corroborated by Capricorn Clark, and also the other tasks that she was being forced to perform, which is a very big part of the prosecution's case, that she had to go set up these hotel rooms, that she had to procure drugs for him, things of that nature. They need this kind of testimony in order to prove this racketeering charge. She's back on the stand right now, and she's going to be cross-examined by defense attorney Mark Agnifilo. So we'll bring you more updates on that as we hear from her on the stand.
Cross-examination. This is a really crazy thing to say. She said when they went to go into the house, the Kid Cudi's house, to get Cassie, they left her in the car, and she called ahead to warn them, and he was going to kill Kid Cudi, she said. He obviously didn't. Dude. Day and night. Lonely Cudi. That's great. This whole thing, like, you've seen the video at the hotel in Los Angeles. It was Intercontinental. I stayed at the Intercontinental once. It's a pretty big hotel. It's Century City, Los Angeles. It's a nice little hotel just outside of the main bullshit of LA. Get a lot of celebrity action there. I think when I was there, Tim Tebow was staying there. I don't know. I was there like, Tim Tebow's here. And I'm like, I don't care about Tim Tebow. I don't give a fuck about Tim Tebow. If they would have been like, John Cena's here, I'd have been like, what? I want to meet John Cena. You slept in the John Wick Hotel? It wasn't the Intercontinental Ballistic Hotel. It was the pretty sure it was the Intercontinental in Las Vegas or Los Angeles. You guys got my words twisted. That's where Diddy attacked Cassie in the hallway, where they hid the tape for a long ass time. Then it finally came out. It looks like they're going to get Diddy with RICO charges. Looks like everything he did was on some organized crime. Looks like they've got him with just about everything across the board for organized crime. OG, I'm going to pet that dog. You know I'm going to pet that dog. Oh, my goodness. It's this trial is, I want to follow more of it, but I don't even know where to go for it. This was just the most recent news on it. Kid Cudi smokes cig before explosive testimony. This got 1.1 million views. Is it just him smoking a cigarette? I gotta see.
A lot to break down about what was happening today. We've been talking about Kid Cudi's testimony.
Do not like this guy.
But right now I want to bring on Elizabeth Milner.
I do not like this guy. I think it's 100% his hair. I think it's all his hair is why I don't like this guy.
Our long crime reporter who is inside that courtroom for Kid Cudi's testimony. Now, one of the things I want to ask you about, Elizabeth, is
and I like this girl, and I think it's because I think did she star in the TV show The Wire?
Reading the transcript, right? We're reading what he said on the stand. What was his tone like? Because I got to tell you, he was hitting one-liner after one-liner after one-liner. By the way, shows up in court, leather jacket, smoking a cigarette. I mean, this is Kid Cudi, major celebrity comes in. What was the substance of what he was saying? And I got to ask you the tone.
He shows up in court, smoking a cigarette, wearing a leather jacket. If I had to go testify, I'd be like, this guy would be like, Billy showed up in court, wearing a fucking hoodie, eating a goddamn bagel bite. He was wearing a fucking hoodie, eating a bagel bite. Big son of a bitch. He had his hoodie on. He was eating a whole bagel bite before he testified. I don't even eat bagel bites, but I feel like somehow I'd show up to court eating a bagel bite.
Tone in which he was saying it.
Yeah, everybody watching, like the stream. It's imperative that you hit the like button. If you don't like the stream, I actually cry.
Well, obviously, I didn't see the cigarette smoking part. I was inside the courtroom when this was going on, but it was a packed courtroom today, Jesse, despite it being very cold outside today, despite it even pouring down raining this morning when I came to court today. A lot of people were inside that courtroom because a lot of people wanted to know, what did Scott Mescudi, aka Kid Cudi, really have to say? So when he walks inside the courtroom, to your point, Jesse, he was very, very casual. He had on a leather jacket. It was a little beat.
Scott Mescudi, aka Kid Cudi, what did he have to say? He didn't say much. He was smoking a cigarette and wearing a leather jacket. He was actually the Fonz. He was Arthur Fonzarelli. Arthur Fonzarelli, a.k.a. Scott Mescudi, a.k.a. Kid Cudi, a.k.a. the Fonz from Happy Days, showed up to court today.
Dazzled. He had on a white t-shirt. He had on jeans, something that you kind of really don't see necessarily, especially in federal court. I mean, all the other witnesses have been in suits, even some of the escort witnesses. But for Kid Cudi, he just came in very casual. He just walked right to the witness stand, didn't pay Diddy.
His cigarette was dipped in what the kids are calling a street drug, wet. He was smoking Sherm. He was getting soggy. He was wet. The umbrella symbolized how soggy he was off of the street drug Sherm. Made from embalming fluid, Scott Muscudi was tripping balls when he testified on Diddy. He was getting wet. Scott Muscudi was off that Sherm.
Any type of attention from what I could see of him, but he got onto the witness stand and swore that oath like he normally, like all the other witnesses do. And then that's when we got into the testimony. And let me just say, Jesse,
Scott Muscudi, aka Kid Cudi, was on ayahuasca, a 2-week ayahuasca excursion before testifying for Diddy. He had done 78 ounces of peyote, and he was going to try and do a lethal dose of fentanyl before testifying against Diddy. Instead, he had a single tobacco cigarette. He asked for a wacky tobacco cigarette, but was told that was not legal in the state they were testifying in. So instead, he testified against Diddy. That's Kid Cudi, Scott Muscudi.
there was so much testimony. I was just writing things down and down and down again because there was really so much. And we knew about...
I was writing things down and down and down again because there was really so much. There was so much that instead of telling you about it, we are talking about how much there was and the fact that he was wearing a leather jacket and smoking a cigarette. No, seriously, I promise you, there was so much to talk about. But today here, we're just going to be talking about that he was wearing a leather jacket and smoking a cigarette. That's it. But I swear, there was so much. I wrote it all down in this book. Do you like this book? How about a cigarette? May I offer you a cigarette? It's the same kind Scott Muscudi, a.k.a. Kid Cudi, was smoking when he testified against Diddy.
Kind of the Molotov cocktail incident, especially because it was laid out in Cassie's federal lawsuit, right? But just hearing Kid Cudi explain it from his own words were just a whole nother level, I could say.
So people were laughing, right? People were laughing when he was testifying because he made that one comment that he sees Sean Combs. He had a meeting with him and said he looked like a Marvel supervillain. Were people laughing?
People were laughing, right? Were they laughing? Were people laughing? People were laughing, right? I fucking hate these people. We're 2 minutes in, and they've said about 3 seconds worth of bullshit, and it's all stuff I've seen in clickbait titles already. Fuck them all. These are human clickbait pieces of shit. I dislike them fully. The dislike button is up. Thumbs up on the dislike button. Fuck these guys fully.
Yes, people were laughing, but if you're going to ask if Diddy was laughing, it didn't seem like he found that joke necessarily funny, but there was definitely some courtroom laughter, even from some of the jurors who were in the box. They were laughing as well, too, but from what I could see of Diddy, it didn't seem like he had much laughter going on.
It appears everybody but Diddy was laughing. The laughter we were talking about, yes, was laughter, but not the laughter from Diddy. Diddy did not laugh, did he? No, he didn't. But Muscudi, Kid Cudi, coulda laughed. Diddy didn't laugh. Coulda, but Diddy didn't.
In that specific moment, which was a complete 180 from kind of his demeanor when George Kaplan was testifying, where he seemed a little more jovial, he was laughing along, but when Kid Cudi came on the stand, it felt like the smile just went down, right. And he had more of a serious demeanor and serious tone listening to Kid Cudi testify.
And because, you know, Kid Cudi was providing some quite important pieces of damning evidence against Sean Combs. I mean, talk to us about his direct examination. What were some of the highlights that you took away from his direct examination? Because
did this guy say direct examination twice? If he says it a third time, I think I might have to violate TOS in a conniption fit on my own stream. They're just trying to fill time with bullshit. The Long Crime Network is so full of bullshit. There's a reason this guy's hair is about 4 inches taller than his fucking brain. this whole channel is empty. This is the bullshit channel. I can see why the title says Kid Cudi smoked cig before explosive testimony, and we're 3 minutes in, and they've said fuck all about anything. This is the most fluffed out piece of shit I've ever watched on a long crime YouTube. Fuck you, Foley, you two goobers. You suck at this. I hate you, and you're now making me wish bad things specifically on this guy's hair.
Prosecution, in my opinion, I was talking about it before, they're calling him not only to corroborate, I think, the account of Cassie, but to establish some of the elements of racketeering, right? The underlying crimes of maybe kidnapping, arson. Talk to us about some of the big moments from his direct examination, and then we'll talk about what the cross-examination was like.
I did the opposite. I did the absolute opposite. I just shut down. I'm sorry, guys. I talked a big game. I said I was going to flip out. I said I was going to lose my shit. I literally did the opposite. I actually shut down. I apologize. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed.
Right, because the jury has been hearing about Scott Mescudi a lot, and they've been referring to Kid Cudi as Scott Mescudi during this. So seeing...
How many times are they going to say his name? Can we just refer to him, please, as Mr. Solo Dolo from here on out? I'll even settle for Mr. Rager. Okay? I can settle for Mr. Rager or Solo Dolo. Please.
Kid Cudi in the flesh, I'm sure a lot of people wanted to know, what did he have to say about December 2011 specifically? Now, around that time frame, police actually responded to Kid Cudi's then home. He's no longer in that home anymore now, but they responded to a call about a break-in at his home. So he said that day actually started with a call from Cassie herself about 5:30, 6:30 in the morning, and Cassie relayed to Kid Cudi that Diddy had found out that the two were dating, and she sounded kind of stressed during this phone call. So what Kid Cudi did was he picked her up. He took her to a hotel called Sunset Marquis, so that way it was a little safe for her to kind of hang out there and be at that hotel. But Kid Cudi at the time said he didn't think that Cassie was even dealing with Diddy at this point. Diddy had asked actually for Kid Cudi's address around this time, and one of the big moments was that Cassie was the one who actually gave Diddy Kid Cudi's address. And so Kid Cudi said he didn't know what Diddy was going to do. Then when he was at the hotel, he actually got a call, or he had spoken to Capricorn Clark, somebody that was Cassie's friend, but also somebody that had worked for Diddy. And so when Kid Cudi was speaking to Capricorn Clark, Capricorn sounded scared on this phone call, pretty much on the verge of tears, because it was Diddy, one of his affiliates, an unnamed person, and Capricorn Clark were at Kid Cudi's home. Kid Cudi was kind of describing that essentially Capricorn Clark was essentially taken by physical force to go with them to Kid Cudi's home while Kid Cudi wasn't even there. So Kid Cudi could verify that Sean Combs, aka Diddy, aka Puff Daddy, whatever we're calling him, was inside his home when he wasn't there.
We need more AKAs. I don't think you said these people's names enough. I've heard you stumble over Capricorn Clark a couple of times. I've heard you tell us Kid Cudi's real name multiple times while also calling him Kid Cudi. I haven't heard you refer to him as Mr. Rager, which kind of pisses me off because I'm a big Kid Cudi fan, not just of his music, but also of his acting work. I think if you haven't seen the movie X, you should go back and watch it. He also was fairly entertaining in M. Night Shyamalan's less than perfect movie came out recently. I can't recall the name of it, but it starred that think was he a Josh? Used to be famous. Josh Hartnett. Yeah, it's good. That's good stuff.
Cudi said that he actually went home after speaking with Capricorn Clark and just kind of rushed over there. Then we see an exhibit photo of the entrance of Kid Cudi's old home. It's the home of the break-in, and you see the front gate door. And he described his neighborhood at the time being as far as being very quiet, family-oriented, and
very quiet. Would you say it's somewhere where the lonely stoner could go to free his mind at night? At night?
They had to kind of mention that he was driving a Porsche around that time. So Kid Cudi actually called Diddy while he was driving home, and there was some profanity here, so bear with me, everyone. He said, "Mother effer, are you in my house?" And Diddy said, "I just want to talk to you. I'm here waiting for you." And surprisingly, Kid Cudi explained that Diddy sounded relatively calm while he was on the phone speaking to him. So Kid Cudi thought his security cameras were working, and turns out he said someone kind of had moved them and angled them a little bit down, so that way I guess whatever was going on wasn't captured on that video. And they had moved them the opposite angle, and said Kid Cudi verified he wasn't the one who moved those security cameras. But when he got home, Jesse, he said gifts were open on the kitchen counter. Stuff was pretty expensive. It was from Chanel. And that his dog, surprisingly, was locked in the bathroom. Now, his dog normally roams around free like a lot of our pets normally do. I mean, my cats right now are probably wandering around. I would never.
I am so glad she's telling me that her cats are free range. This is the lawn crime news I needed. Ladies and gentlemen, he does allow his cats to, or normally his dogs do. His dog does roam around freely, as my cats normally would too. Yes, I am a cat lady.
Lock them inside the bathroom while I'm out of home or anything like that. So I can understand why that really stood out to him as far as his dog being inside the bathroom with the door closed. But he had that dog for about a 2-year period, and noticed that after this break-in had happened that his dog became jittery and was always on edge at the time. So Kid Cudi got back into his car, he says, and called Diddy because he wanted to fight Diddy. He wanted to square up essentially and just...
Diddy, this is Cudi. We're going to square up, essentially. I want to square up, essentially. I feel like Cudi had no idea about Diddy's gangster at this point. I feel like there's like a public image of Diddy and then a private image of Diddy. And he learned really quickly. And then he just let Cassie go. Because Cassie ended up going back to Diddy. And Kid Cudi didn't die. Maybe I'm overplaying this. I think I think Diddy actually was killing people. I don't know. Time will tell. I think Diddy was doing some pretty bad fucking shit, dude. Time will tell. I could be wrong. This is my assumption. I could be wrong. What's up, Dumpy, in the chat? How you doing, Dump? I could be wrong.
Find him and fight him because he believed that Diddy broke into his home. And so he said after this phone call, he thought about the reality of the situation and what more could possibly escalate from that situation. So what he ended up doing is he just called the police. And when he had returned home, because remember, he was driving around looking for Diddy,
Essentially, he wanted to square up. But then he ended up calling the police. God damn it, Kid Cudi. You're perfect for Hollywood.
Wanting to fight him, he says. And when he returned home, the police were there at his home. He filed a report, and then he was speaking with Cassie about the situation. And Cassie seemed pretty depressed about the situation, according to Kid Cudi while he was on the stand. And then he had said, because this was around December of 2011, and we know that shortly after that, Kid Cudi had spent the holidays with Cassie over at her family's home in Connecticut, and then they broke up shortly after. But the thing is, a few weeks later, January 9th of 2016, again, a few weeks after his break-in, his car caught on fire, or not even caught on fire. A Molotov cocktail was lodged into the driver's side of his car, of his Porsche, mind you. And we saw a lot of exhibit photos from that Molotov cocktail being...
Hold on. X to the Z? Oh no, let's get drunk and fuck faux show, acting like you never seen a dick before. Y'all ain't fucking with X. You talking about that X exhibit? You're not talking about that exhibit. But I have to explicitly point out, she's not talking about that exhibit. West Coast legend, California's own, Los Angeles' own X to the Z exhibit. She's not talking about that rapper exhibit. In this case, I'm going to clear that up. Well, she's talking about these other rappers and this Los Angeles area situation that's going down. Just want to point that out. Okay? I don't think she's talking about X to the Z exhibit. You know how dope it would be to bring back Pimp My Ride right now? Fuck, dude, the one thing Elon could do, the one fucking thing Elon could do right now to gain public favor, just give Exhibit unlimited access to the Tesla, SpaceX, all that technology to go and bring back Pimp My Ride as a Twitter exclusive show, okay? Just let Exhibit use all the rocket shit, all the fucking electric car stuff, to take everybody's jalopies, all their crappy old cars, and turn them into electric spacecraft tech machines, dude. Pimp my rocket. Let's bring my 1970s Cadillac Seville into the future. How dope would that be? Dude. That would be so good. That would be so good.
Inside, or not being inside that car, but we saw the aftermath of the Molotov cocktail in the car. So we saw an exhibit photo of the damaged car. You could see a cut at the top of the roof from the Molotov cocktail. The roof was blown out. Kid Cudi had said his friend Chip, who is one of his best friends, took those photos because he had got a call from his dog sitter at the time that essentially his car was on fire. So he had rushed back home to see what happened. Lo and behold, this entire incident happened. So we saw more exhibit photos of the burned driver.
She said exhibit again. I was going to move on from this. But she said exhibit again. I'm bringing it back. The whole meme of Pimp My Ride was, we put a TV in your TV so you could have a TV in your TV. The way technology has advanced, the things you could do to these cars now, it would be disgusting. It would not just be a car anymore. It would be a dream capsule. It would literally be an extension of one's soul, a technological binding of flesh and machinery coming together through singularity to create what could only be known. I'm trying to remember what the fucking company was where the Terminators rose up from. The joke would have been so good, but I can't remember the name of the company. What's the name of the company in Terminator, guys? Damn it. Fuck me. That's what I get for not being a huge sci-fi fan. Not the singularity, no. If I would have been able to just name drop the company that made the Terminators, Skynet, fuck! Wouldn't that have been perfect if I would have just totally blown right into Skynet? Pimp my ride right into Skynet. I could have gone on. Would have been perfect. But no. No. Stumbled on that one. Let's go back to Kid Cudi, Diddy.
Driver's side door, some smoke damage. Again, that hole of the roof, damage to the driver's side car, burned seats. He said when he arrived home, he did see the damage to his car, and he saw the Molotov cocktail. He saw that burnt bottle on the ground right next to the outside of his car. So he said police were actually there when he had arrived home, and his car wasn't even able to be repaired after this fire. And so they had said that this cocktail was in the driver's seat, and his reaction, to your point, Jesse, earlier about him just being so casual while he was on the stand and his one-liners. Well, his one-liner for his reaction about a Molotov cocktail being lodged into his car was, "What the F?" And obviously I can't say what the F means, but we all know kind of.
Oh, you can't say what the F means? Can't. Obviously, I can't say what the F means. Can I just say, his reaction was, what the F? I think we all know what it means. The fact that you had to point out that you can't say what the F means makes me want to say what the F. But not just what the F, but what the F actually means. The fuck? Dude, this is the dumbest shit. People are dumb. Do people actually watch this? This is mind rot. The channel has 7 million subscribers. It's reported as news. This is just drivel. This is so stupid. Like, I know what I do is dumb, but I know what I do is dumb. Like, I'm not trying to pretend like I'm serious. I'm the opposite. Like, I am I'm the jester. I'm the court jester. I'm not serious at all. This is gross. I just came here to get my news. It's a secret, says, ashamed to admit I've watched. Love you too, Wade-O. Damn it.
From that, but as far as just the aftermath of it, there was this whole meeting at Soho House where
Electric Angel says we should start our own news network. Fuck, dude. Sometimes I feel like I feel like I need to start my own network, my own news. I need to do news. I need to do everything. I need to give you health advice. Shit. I wish there was 48 hours in the day so I could supply you with 24 hours worth of entertainment. I still need time to sleep, eat, and cry on my own.
essentially Diddy and Kid Cudi shook hands. Kid Cudi said that he didn't necessarily believe Diddy when
CT says the kids born today will be phased out by technology. I'm considering faking a spinal injury to get the implant. I mean, who knows, dude? I'm gonna give dieting advice now. Donut News Network, DNN. We give you the whole news. Please don't focus on the donut, not upon the whole. We give you the whole news, not the whole. Pimp My Ride with Billy the Fudge. Please, for weight loss tips, please send $100 super chats for weight loss tips.
Diddy had said, Kid Cudi had said something along the lines of, what are we going to do about my car? And Diddy said to Kid Cudi, I don't know what you're talking about. But as we ended the redirect, because there was some cross-examination in between that essentially Kid Cudi believed Diddy
Don't forget the redirect.
was lying about this because, you know, there were some objections thrown here and there, but he kind of snuck in there that he believed that Diddy was a violent person and was the reason behind this Molotov cocktail in his car.
Just unbelievable testimony. So as I mentioned before, it not only helps corroborate Cassandra Ventura's account, but, you know, kidnapping, arson, these are key crimes for the racketeering statute. These are exactly what the prosecution is looking for, and you could see how Kid Cudi is filling in the pieces of that. And by the way, having Kid Cudi, a star of that, I don't know how much the jury actually knows about Kid Cudi, but having him testify, that's compelling for the prosecution. Although I will tell you, I thought it was interesting what the defense was trying to do with him under cross-examination. What were some of the highlights of cross-examination? I believe it was being conducted by Brian Steele, who, as we know, no stranger to high-profile people in the music industry. He famously represented Young Thug in his trial. What was the cross-examination about there?
Cross-examination.
Well, another time we could actually see Brian Steele in action, because so far we've only seen him cross-examine one other witness, and that
He just checked his text messages. He's currently fighting with his mistress. I know this because he has hair of a man who fights with mistresses. Probably not even a mistress. It's probably the Matt Gaetz special. He's fighting with his 17-year-old prostitute. The Venmo charge didn't go through.
being Officer Israel Flores, one of the first witnesses called in this trial. But we really got to see Brian Steele once again in action, and he has just such a different tone from some of the other defense
Which reminds me, one second.
attorneys. He's not very flashy or very showy, and I don't mean that in a bad way or anything like that. He's really just straight to the point. It doesn't seem like when he's cross-examining a witness, it's because he wants a reaction from the audience, and the audience being the gallery or any of the jurors. He really just kind of wants to get straight to the point with the cross-examination. And so what he was getting to under cross was that there were fingerprints taken. There was DNA collected. However, this DNA came back to a female, according to the defense. However, there was an objection. That objection was sustained, so that part will be kind of struck. And then he was kind of essentially gearing this a little bit more towards Cassie. Brian Steele had said something along the lines of, Cassie played you, and Kid Cudi responded, yes. Brian Steele was asking Kid Cudi about his music career and how popular he was, especially around that time frame. And, around that time frame, I was still in high school, but Kid Cudi was so huge around that time frame. So I think what the defense was trying to do was possibly allude that maybe it was a deranged fan who had did this, and it wasn't necessarily Brian Steele's client at the time, or client now, that being Diddy. But then Brian Steele was kind of trying to...
Neurohack funded £5. Daylight saving misbehaving in the nighttime.
Daylight saving misbehaving in the nighttime. Neurohack with the bars. Cheers to you, Neurohack.
Be like, oh, you did drugs with Cassie, and Kid Cudi was like, well, we smoked some weed. And I think the defense was trying to also get in Cassie's sexual history as well too, whether or not Kid Cudi and Cassie were intimate. However, they kept on having sidebars during this moment, and as we all know, with the sidebars, there's a lot of static noise, so we don't know what they're talking about. They kind of huddle off into a corner. They kind of go through, I guess, the arguments. The jury's still inside that courtroom, but us in the gallery and the jurors even too, we hear this just loud static noise. So I'm not sure kind of what the bottom, or what they got to as far as the bottom of just this sidebar, but Brian Steele was just essentially kind of trying to paint it as that Cassie essentially played Kid Cudi. And so when Brian Steele was cross-examining Kid Cudi just about whether or not Cassie had told Kid Cudi about sexual abuse, and Kid Cudi responded she never did. Kid Cudi surprisingly said that he was in love with Cassie.
Right.
He also said that he never saw Diddy hit her, and Diddy never interrupted Cassie and Kid Cudi when they were together. And so far from what I could see, even of the jurors, kind of while they were talking.
Diddy never hit her, never interrupted them. From everything I heard about Diddy, he likes to watch. Pretty sure Diddy wasn't tripping when they were together. It was just when she wasn't coming back to Diddy. From all the stories, Diddy was probably okay with watching Cudi and her together. I don't know, man. I don't know. This whole thing is fucked.
While Brian Steele was cross-examining Kid Cudi, the jury seemed very engaged with this testimony. I mean, they're always engaged, but you could really tell that they were super engaged about this, probably especially after seeing those exhibit photos. Then we kind of get into the Soho House meeting, and that was the meeting where Kid Cudi, Cassie, and Diddy himself all got together. They all kind of just hashed everything out, and that was surprisingly the last time Kid Cudi had seen Cassie. And so Brian Steele was asking Kid Cudi, she was living two different lives, and Kid Cudi responded yes. And so then they kind of ended the cross-examination as far as Cassie was the one who gave Mr. Combs your address, and Kid Cudi responded yes. So those were some of the biggest highlights of the cross-examination. Obviously, I took a whole bunch of notes so I could really get into the weeds of it, but I know for time and everything like that, I can't say everything right now.
Well, you do provide such incredible detail, and we appreciate it because there are.
I can't say everything right now. I'm pretty sure the amount of fluff and bullshit you guys said, you didn't have much to say. You lied to fill 15 minutes and clickbait about Kid Cudi smoking a cigarette. Y'all just trying to get your clickbait, and we fucking watched it. We got sucked in.
There are no cameras in there, but I know you have to head back into court. Look, it seemed to me that they were really trying to assassinate Cassandra Ventura's character, questioning her motives, questioning if she's manipulative of both Kid Cudi and Sean Combs, the burner phones, things of that nature. So, a lot more to discuss. Elizabeth Milner, thank you so much. I know you have to head into court. Great reporting as always.
Thanks, Jesse.
Now, we're going to continue the conversation in a minute, but before we hit a quick break, I got to tell you, when you listen to this P. Diddy trial and you're hearing the argument.
He's going to sell his podcast right now, isn't he? Isn't he going to fucking sell his podcast or some bullshit? I don't need to hear that. I don't need to hear that. Ew. What's up, everybody? All right. There was an incident. Cenat infuriated after being interrupted by Kanye West fanatic while live on stream. Cenat was streaming live from the AMAs when he was unceremoniously interrupted by someone who didn't have the best intentions. Cenat is one of the biggest streamers in the entire world and is fresh off his Streamer University experiment. Just one day after the conclusion of his streamer school, the Twitch superstar found himself at the American Music Awards. Overall, the AMAs were quite the experience for Cenat. He had tens of thousands of people watching him. Moreover, it was Memorial Day. So Cenat got to hang out and meet some veterans. Not to mention, he got to meet a plethora of big-name celebrities who just so happened to be fans of his. However, when you are live on the air, anything can happen. No one understands that better than Cenat. In fact, we have an example of this in the video clip below. A man walks up to Cenat with what appears to be his family. At first, it seems to be cordial. Subsequently, it all goes left as soon as the man starts praising Kanye West. A random fan spoke to Cenat about Ye while he was at the AMAs.
Man, looking good over
How you doing, bro? Nice to meet you. Hi. Hi. I'm out.
Hey,
how you doing?
Who let this guy in here?
Yeah.
Hey, where's Kanye at? We want to say we love Ye. We love Ye for being outspoken regardless because it's America, and I think it's a great thing to live in a free country. Don't you, Guy? I think it's a free country.
So you really,
opinions.
you really hopped on my screen, knowing my influence.
Yeah.
So come on here and say that.
I think he's a great guy that at the end of the day, you having a dialogue with him.
Hey, that's what I'm going to say. I think I want to protect my energy.
Yeah. Well, I think you letting him talk is a good thing.
Look, I'm going to politely ask you, get out of here, guys.
What's up with these guys in their leather jackets? Kid Cudi? This Kanye fan? What do they think? It makes them look cool? Of course, Cudi had a cigarette. This guy simply has a family with him. What are they doing?
Well, we think it's good to have free opinions.
I get
God
it,
bless
but
you, Kai.
I don't want that. Whatever you got going on, you deal with that. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, see the boys there.
You mind if I get a photo? I love your work.
Yo,
You're
that's
great work,
crazy.
man.
Hey, really? Nah, thank you so much.
Hey, I appreciate you. Hey,
Yo,
Kai, I love the content, bro.
Let's get a selfie.
Love the content, bro.
Thank you.
Love the con. Yay? No. Content. Okay. You're okay. Content? Okay. Kanye? Nay.
so much.
Can I get a photo?
Shit. Kai was immediately taken aback and was looking at his camera in horror. Eventually, he decided to take action by admonishing the man for his actions. That guy looked like the son of who's the dentist from H3H3? Jimmy, is it Jimmy the comedian guy? I can't remember his damn name. He was not having it. Furthermore, Cenat urged the man to just walk away. The intruder, I like how they call him an intruder. He showed up with his family. They're acting like he broke in. The intruder broke in with a woman and child to praise Kanye. Jimmy Lee has it. The intruder, family in tow. The intruder, with young child assailant, praised Kanye and free speech. His free speech was quickly shut down. Moving forward, we cannot wait to see what Kai does next with his platform. This is I saw that clip. I saw this article, the Wall Street Journal. Haven't read this. Didn't see that clip either. It just came up when I was searching. Gatekeepers are dead. Kanye West's anti-Semitic song plays on despite takedowns. So I wanted to search up Kanye because Kanye is having a month in hip-hop. Now, about a year and a half ago, Kanye released an album, and on that album, he sampled Jay and Silent Bob, Strike Back. On the song, Kanye sampled Beautiful Big Titty Women Don't Just Fall Out of the Sky, you know. Kanye made a very catchy tune with the Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back film. Beautiful big titty women don't just fall out of the sky, you know. I think that was peak Kanye exploration. Now, about a year and a half later, Kanye has pushed the limits to, in the same month, I've heard a Kanye song where he's talking about sucking his cousin's dick. And also in the same month, I've heard him praising Hitler in a song. And I'm thinking that guy who showed up on Kai Cenat's stream, is he praising Kanye because of the cousin dick sucking song? Is that where he's coming from here? Is he like, Kanye, you're so brave. I also took my cousin in the mountain. Kai Cenat, I think we should all speak up about how great it is to blow our cousins. Is that because the one problem about freedom of speech is you kind of actually got to speak, right? Because now, when that guy praises Kanye, I'm thinking to myself, is he a Nazi or a cousin sucker? Or is this Kanye's genius and he's both? Hold up. This intruder is a cousin-sucking Nazi. Now I am intrigued. Where Kai Cenat was like, not on my stream. Billy the Fridge is like, hold on. Sit down, cousin-sucking Nazi. Which way, Western man? Tell me your story. Oh, shit. That's the beautiful thing about Kanye West. He is out of his mind, but he doesn't care, right? Like, he's got all this money. They tried to take it away from him last time. It didn't work. Now it's like, hold on. Let him cook with this cousin-sucking Nazi agenda. Let's see how far he can influence the Nazis into also being LGBTQ cousin suckers. I did not have this on my bingo card that the Nazis would also be down with the cousin sucking. Like, you play an album and you're like, I'm going to skip this track. This is a pretty big track to skip. Like, let's skip the cousin sucking track. We'll just play the Hitler one twice. Hold up, Nazi. It's a pretty big track to skip. Oh, this is fucking weird, dude. Rap is weird. Gatekeepers are dead. Kanye West's anti-Semitic song plays on despite takedowns. Controversial rapper's new song garners millions of views on X after bans on music streaming services. By Ann Steele and Catherine Sayer. This is from May 16th, almost 2 weeks ago. Kanye West at the Grammys in Los Angeles in February. I do believe this is when his wife had her red carpet photograph where she took off her was it a mink shawl? Was that what that was? I don't know what the celebrities wear these days. Her fur coat. And she was nearly naked, was nearly nude on the red carpet. She's a very attractive woman, very attractive. So I think if you were complaining about it, it was probably a prudish take, which I think you're okay. It's okay to be prudish on public nudity, I suppose. I'm just not. There was a time in the music business that a song paying homage to Hitler, even one by a hit rapper, would have been shut out of popular culture. What a fucking way to start an article. Kanye put the hit in Hitler. Fucking terrible. Not so in the age of TikTok and X. Controversial rapper Kanye West's latest anti-Semitic provocation, a song with the hook Heil Hitler, is going viral on social media after being removed from streaming services like Spotify and Apple Music. The song got even more attention after it was discussed on star podcaster Joe Rogan's show this week and on X by comedian Russell Brand, who called West uncancelable and the song's hook catchy. Yeah, I'll tell you what. You know what else was catchy? That song of Kanye's and Jay-Z's, in Paris. But just like this song, I wasn't singing along to either of them. And I find it awkward when certain people do. When certain people sing along with either of them. You're holding up a big, questionable red flag, certain people. Y'all like, my arms are getting tired from holding up this red flag. I'm just going to put on a red hat. Yeah. Record labels, radio stations, and streaming services once served as powerful enforcers of propriety that could control what music was made, released, and promoted to the masses. But the rise of social media, particularly platforms like TikTok, X, and meta platforms, Instagram, and Facebook, can make downright offensive music hard to corral and give it an audience of millions. Nothing is cancelable anymore. The gatekeepers are dead, and there are no more gates, said Bill Word, director of Bend Your Music Business Program at Syracuse University. There was a video going around of a sluggish-looking white guy playing ukulele and doing a cover of Kanye's Hitler song, and had a few thousand views. And then a bunch of other white guys were responding because they were like, can you believe my friend got fired from his job for a Kanye West cover? Very uncool. Free speech is dead. I'm like, look, dude, if you work for an employer, maybe you shouldn't do cover songs of Hitler songs. Like, maybe you need to be financially free before you start another career with Heil Hitler cover songs, dude. I don't feel bad for you. Welcome to the job market. Find a new job that lets you play ukulele Kanye Hitler cover songs. You psycho. So some people still do get canceled. It's just the mega rich multimillionaires can get away with it. If you have a lot of money, you can do whatever you want. That's kind of been the case forever. Are we not looking at Diddy right now getting caught after 20 years of getting away with it? Wait, 30, 40 years of getting away with it? Shit. While social media platforms have policies against certain content, the song spread in part because users reshared clips of the video itself and snippets of themselves listening and reacting to the song. Joe Rogan discussed Kanye West's new song, Heil Hitler, on his podcast this week. They don't say what he said about it here. I didn't watch what he said about it. X has an artistic exemption for songs, books, films, and other creative works, according to a person familiar with the policy. Searches on TikTok for new music by West turn up videos featuring the track, while searches for the song by title redirect to information about the Holocaust from the World Jewish Congress. I do feel like art is expression, and Kanye West's song has a right to exist and a right to be talked about. I don't want him to be silenced, but I want the conversation around him to be had, you know? I do feel like we live in a society where we're better off having people bring up situations like this so we can have conversations about them. I don't like the idea that we can't talk about things and that things are inherently taboo. There's too many people that get away with evil in the darkness. I'm looking at you. If you're watching and you're getting away with evil, I was looking at you. West, one of the most influential and critically acclaimed rappers and producers of a generation, has recast himself in recent years as an incendiary figure by promoting anti-Semitic and sexist content. Was he always sexist? With more than 33 million followers on X, the more he has been sidelined by big brands that once backed him and alienated him from mainstream music industry, the more he has leaned into shock value. The algorithm has zero interest in what is true or just, Word says. It just wants clicks. That's true. Truth is not important. People don't listen to facts. They don't believe facts. They follow their feelings. They follow outrage. They follow anger more than any other emotion, it seems. And we reward attention on the internet. So why do anything other than piss people off anymore, right? West recently ranked 27th among artists globally on Spotify and has maintained popularity while operating almost entirely outside the mainstream music business. He no longer works with a major record company or publisher and hasn't staged a tour since 2016. He promoted his clothing line during the Super Bowl with ads directing viewers to Yeezy.com, where shoppers found only one item posted for sale, a white t-shirt with a swastika. Shopify, which provides the backbone for online storefronts, closed his site. In years past, West has said he has bipolar disorder and rapped about mental health. On his 2018 album, Yay, West said in a February interview on YouTube that a doctor told him he instead has autism. A representative for West couldn't be reached to comment. Kanye West is another representative of the tism. He's got both flavors of tism, awe and bap. He's very much autism and baptism. He's melded them together into harmony. The music video features rows of men wearing animal skins chanting the Nazi salute. On Thursday, West uploaded an instrumental version of the track titled The Heil Symphony to streaming services. What the fuck? God damn it. I didn't know that. The Anti-Defamation League said its research shows the anti-Semitic incidents will likely continue to increase as West and other influencers normalize Nazi language. When phrases like Heil Hitler are made more popular, our culture safeguards or taboos against overt anti-Semitism crumble, said Daniel Kelly, the group's director of strategy and operations. Did I read that wrong? When phrases like Heil Hitler are made more popular, our cultural safeguards or taboos against overt anti-Semitism crumble. Okay, I did. So the cultural safeguards and the taboos crumble. Did I just say that taboos were wrong? Didn't I just say I was against taboos? And they're saying that they are pro-taboo? Fuck me. Am I part of the problem, dude? Am I part of the problem? Okay, chat. I'm starting a poll. Am I part of the problem? Fuck me. Please vote now. Am I part of the problem? Shit. Get your votes in. If anybody's still watching. Hopefully everybody left. They got bored of this stupid conversation and left. Hot shit, dude. Cannot believe. Only Kanye. Did anyone see when Piers interviewed Ye and Sneeko? I did not see that. That sounds deplorable. How to feel real. Good to see you. I'm so part of the problem. 35% of you say I am. Thank you for the 65% that say I'm not part of the problem. Shit. Y'all crazy. What do we think, you silly kids? What do we actually think? I'll tell you who is part of the problem. There's another fucking wrong thing. God damn it. God damn it. What is up? I think Sneeko did shave his head for Ye. They had some weirdo shit going on for a while there. Now, I want to see if this works. Okay, I'm going to try and refresh this.
I keep going back. Am I a cuck myself? I want to say yes and no.
Okay.
Because, and I'll explain.
Okay, I'm going to pause this. Velvet Nightmare, thank you for the gifted membership, Velvet. It's so sweet of you to gift a membership. God bless America. Got the gifted. That's so sweet of you to do. For those of you that are watching right now, the memberships are a big deal around here. Why? I don't know. We don't really give you much in return for memberships. That could change over the coming months. I really, really, really appreciate it, though. I'm thinking about doing more regular streams. I feel like I leave you guys all alone over here, and I don't know what else to do but visit you like once a month to let you know that I miss you. Can't put down the cup. Can't put down the cuck. Can't put down the cuck. God damn it.
Do I like watching my girl getting fucked by other dudes? No. But I've had so many situations as to where my bitch has gotten fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like a nigga has fucked or like took my girl from me. So it's like at a certain point it's like, am I cuck?
This is fucked up. Are you guys familiar with Dave Blunt's? He's like the super fat rapper, singer. Kanye said Dave Blunt's wrote his recent album. I'm like, hold up, Kanye. Did Dave Blunt's write the Heil Hitler song? Did he write the cousin sucking song? What are you talking about? I want to know more about this. But now Dave Blunt is on the No Jumper interview, and he's saying he's not a cuck. He doesn't like watching his girl fuck other guys. But he's saying, unfortunately, his girl keeps fucking other guys. This is heartbreaking to hear.
It keeps happening.
Well,
that's my whole stance.
But I think you have to like enjoy it, or I mean, for you, it feels like
there's Adam wearing the Smashing Pumpkins t-shirt. That's dope. I like that.
These girls you rap about that if they fuck another dude, that's basically like you're mad. That's the end of the relationship, or at least close to it.
Yes, but if it keeps happening and I keep going back to the same girl, it's like at a certain point, I got to start holding myself accountable. It's like, bruh, I guess I'm a cuck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like the Mount Rushmore of cuckism in hip hop right now is basically Diddy, me, and Ye.
And also,
what the fuck? Diddy, me, and Ye? Adam. Mount Rushmore has 4 people on it. You left one off. That's rough, dude. Like, I don't blame him for going back to a girl that cheats on him. Love is love. Like, let's be honest. This poor boy, he's probably not a big bad wolf like some of us other men. Like, I cannot tell you how hard it must be for most fat men out there. For me, it's too easy. But for most fat men out there, it must be terribly hard. This guy's on a fucking breathing fucking tube. He's struggling. Some ways to tell him he's not a cuck. He just, his poor heart is attracted to a fast-ass woman. He's probably going to die soon. If he dies thinking he's a cuck, when really he's just going back to the girl, it's probably using him for money and fame anyways. You're probably not a cuck, dude. You're probably a simp. I need to sit down with Dave Blunts and teach him some fucking fat man manners. Anybody out there want to get me a fucking meeting with Dave Blunts? Can someone give me a fucking sit down with Dave Blunts? Dave, I feel like I can help you out. Maybe me and you can do a song together. We can stage dive once together. There's too much on your mind, man. You got too much going on in that head of yours, dude. Let's get you grounded, down to earth. I'm feeling for you, brother. You're not a cuck. Your heart is chasing a wild stallion. She ain't ready to be tamed. She might be using you. I don't know. If that's the truth, then we have to get you whether or not you are cool with being used. If you're cool with being used, then fuck it. Live your life, brother. But you're not a cuck. This hurts my heart. Nice Baja Blast. Welcome to the Donut Nation. Cheers. Fuck.
Oh, am I a cuck myself? I want to say yes and no.
I fucking hate that. Damn it, Dave Blunts. Adam really said Diddy, me, and Ye on the Mount Rushmore of cucking. That's terrible, Adam. That's a horrible group. Imagine if there was a No Jumper podcast from 2019. I'm Adam 22. You listen to No Jumper podcast, the coolest podcast on the internet. Today we have Drake, Diddy, Kanye in the studio. Everybody like, oh yeah, this is the coolest podcast ever. Adam 22 had Drake, Kanye, and Diddy in the studio. 2025 comes around, you're like, what was happening in that green room? What happened? I like Adam. Adam's always been cool. Adam's always been cool. I don't know. I think the idea that he's a cuck is wildly crazy. Him and his wife do porn. If they do porn, it's a whole different set of rules. It's a whole different set of rules. Candy Kitten says, hi, Billy in chat. Just in from work. Sorry I missed first part of live. I'm sorry too, Candy, because we're about to wrap up here pretty soon. I just wanted to get a little live in to let you guys know that I've been thinking about you. I did not want to leave you hanging this month. I want to do lives with you guys way more often. And then I get to working over on Lolcow Rewind, which you guys should all be subscribed to, because I'm over there live almost every day on Lolcow Rewind. We do Lolcow Rewind like damn near every night. Chances of us not being live every night are few and far between. We'll be live later tonight over there. I think about 4 hours from now, we're going to be live. So check us out over there on Lolcow Rewind. But I always want to be here saying what's up to y'all, because this is the home base. Nice Baja Blast.
Nice _ Baja Blast funded $10. Gimme that cash HH. Gimme that bacon. Me and Pappy Cat love you, Billy.
Love you too. I love you and Pappy Cat as well. Cheers. Baja Blast and Pappy Cat. I gotta say. I am very close to finishing a group album with my boy, the MC Type. If you watch this channel, you might have seen the song Sex Symbols him and I did together. We have a 13-track album about to come out. I got a few verses I need to record to finish that one. And we are so close to having that ready to go. There's gonna be a lot more stuff coming there when that's ready to go. So it should be pretty sweet, pretty cool. Bunch of stuff coming up I'm excited for. I'm thinking about doing a lot of things, but I want to be here more to keep you guys up to date on what's going on in Young Bill Fridge life. If I can do the can. Because this once a month thing, it's just not enough. I don't see enough for you guys. But I am such a busy little Billy. So do check in over there if you can. Lolcow Rewind. I am going to shuffle loose the mortal coil. It's a Secret says would love more streams here. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing more. I'm thinking of getting something going here regularly, just so you guys know I'm live and in 5 and large and in charge. So the kids know. Velvet Nightmare, welcome to the Donut Nation. the Donut Nation started whenever I would get a super chat or like a little Streamlab or whatever. I'd be like, the donation to the Donut Nation. And now it's just, welcome to the Donut Nation. I gotta figure out all the cool fucking bells and whistles and shit. Lightning Sparrow says, Billy is a sweet boy. I actually believe you, Lightning Sparrow. I do. Thank you for that. Adam says, I've been listening to Kill Tony nonstop since you played it the other night. It's so good. Really catchy chorus and beat. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really proud of that one. That album, a lot of good songs on there that I'm very proud of. It was a really fun one to make, and I hadn't been in the studio for a long stretch. During COVID, I kind of thought that maybe I was done going and making music, honestly. You guys doing music videos? We got some stuff we're working on. Due to my health, I'm not sure how much we'll be doing, but hopefully we'll have some good stuff. Providing us with vital trial updates and such. This is what I was interested in today. I don't know what I'll be interested in next time. That's the cool thing about this channel is it's just my silly meanderings, my donut brain being donutty. Kawaii Cupcake says, Billy is clearly the GOAT. If you haven't, you need to check out his antics on Rewind. I should actually redirect to Rewind so you guys can all be ready for that shit. That's gang right there. But you didn't know. I wonder if I could do that. You are the youth of a nation. Let me see if I can get that redirect in. That'd be pretty fun if that works. Yeah, this will redirect to Lolcow Rewind, so you guys can have it ready to go when we're ready to go. When it ends, you can go put something in the chat over there. That'll be my show later tonight. Still patiently waiting for that Mr. Beast music video. I actually should do AI Mr. Beast music video. Now that AI is so advanced, when fucking the shit came out, I was trying to do AI for it, and I couldn't make it work. But now AI is so poppin'. I could probably make a poppin' ass Mr. Beast AI music video. Shit. Lolcow Rewind is my show I do just about every night. It's in the Lolcow Network. You can check it out. It's going to redirect over there. We talk about all the shows in the Lolcow Network with the crazy antics of Lolcow Live, Boogie 298, Keemstar, Lolcow Queens with Tina D, Becky Boop, and all the other Lolcows, the sillies. The sillies, it's me and Xylee Gets Real, gabbing, yapping, shit talking. I am very, very funny. You should check it out if you like me at all. It's very much an extension of me in that universe. I got that frazzle drip. All right, y'all, I'm going to pop us over to a song and then play us out. Let's see, what song do I want to end us with? Let's end us with something chilly. I think we're going to end us with a little...
Whether it's love or war, I go for the throat. Toe to toe, blow for blow, you don't want that choke. If I go for broke, I make sure that shit's broken. Kool-Aid through the walls, then leave that bitch open. You can follow my lead and pass right through. Bad times don't last, but bad guys do. Y'all preaching to the choir, I'm dancing with the devil. If she's in another castle, then I'm on another level. In the Garden of Eden, beg your pardon, we eating deep in the heart of me greedy. I'm hardened and feeding, you starving and bleeding. Hit you with the bone crusher, keep on bumping them gums, then we gon' touch ya. Pause, stop, rewind, erase tape. Toss them in the trunk, go make that bass shake. Make your face break, snap your damn neck. My resume a ransom, no write that damn check. Big chillin', monkey chillin', gorilla, banana pillin'. Ape shit, your man's illin'. Evolution of a mad villain. Big chillin', monkey chillin', gorilla, banana pillin'. Ape shit, your man's illin'. Evolution of a mad villain. I don't climb mountains, I'm mountains. Nickelodeon slime fountains. Aggro crag, no need to brag. Get the bag and then I'm bouncing. Pour it out, 40 ounce. Big beef Billy with a porterhouse. Eat you out your house at home, pick up the phone, let's order out. In a Cadillac with a battle axe or a box cutter in a Prius. The only thing that'll save you now is a love letter to Jesus. I make dad rap for the fatherless. I'm madcap and marvelous. If you don't like it, bite it, add the last dab and gargle it. I said, listen, mister, this the way that it goes. You couldn't walk up in my shoes, you just stepping on toes. You talk a lot of shit, just know everyone knows. We might walk the same line, but only one of us close. Off that Dr. Dre chronic, sipping Hennessy raw. Get these knuckles, no Sonic, Sega, Genesee Qua. I'm just being honest, fuck whatever you saw. Or it's come about your pocket, I'ma make a withdrawal. Big chillin', monkey chillin', gorilla, banana pillin'. Ape shit, your man's illin'. Evolution of a mad villain. Big chillin', monkey chillin', gorilla, banana pillin'. Ape shit, your man's illin'. Evolution of a mad villain. I'd be happy to punch you in the face. Some people need therapy, some people just need to be punched in the face. I'll punch you in the face. I'd be happy to punch you in the face. I'd be happy to punch you in the face. Some people need therapy, some people just need to be punched in the face. I'll punch you in the face. I'd be happy to punch you in the face.
Ayo, no blasphemy. No blasphemy. No blasphemy. My God complex is an extension of my ego. And the ego everybody has that makes them think that they are better than anybody else in this world. So please, please, please know that if he died for your sins, he died for mine too. And I respect that. Love you too. You guys have a good rest of your day. I'll see you over on Lockout Rewind. Good night.